Will work if you execute it.
How did you feel, Randall? I mean, they were saying you had out. I mean, were you physically spent at the end? Could you have done more physically, or were you just so,
Like I've said in the past, at the end of the game is when I'm the most hungry in any part of the game. And I would have loved to have the ball in that situation, but I didn't. The fact of the matter is that we didn't execute the plays that was called, and we have to do that if we want to win those close games.
Did you feel like also in the fourth quarter you had something to make up for with the fumble earlier?
Yeah, I did. I think that turnover was a big part of this game, and if I wouldn't have gave the ball to them, maybe they wouldn't have had that field goal, and who knows what the game would have been after that. I think that was a big turning point in the game, and that's just a critical mistake that I have to make sure I correct and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Randall, how frustrating is it playing as well as you guys did and then not being able to come out with a win?
We didn't play well at all in the second half. I don't know why you would say that, but I do believe at halftime they just came out and they were a little more focused and they were a little more energized than we were, and we didn't match their intensity, and it obviously hurt us in the second half.
Let's say what happened in the second half then?
They just came out with more energy and we didn't. They came out, I think, with more want than we did, and we just have to make sure we match that, and we're just going to have to get ready for the bowl game.
After Lonis missed that field goal, we saw you grab him. What did you tell him then?
It's okay. I mean, we can't go 3 and out in overtime. You can't do that, and we made some critical mistakes, and it hurt us. Lonis, it shouldn't be put on the kicker. I've never believed that a game should be put on the kicker, but Lonis, he goes through that every time. I mean, it's a routine kick. He just pulled it. I mean, that just happens sometimes, and I just told him don't worry about it. Our defense is going to hopefully step up and make a play.
Do you have to pick your spots when you're using the Wildcat? You know what I'm saying? Do you have to kind of pick and choose?
You don't have to. I mean, it's a lot of things that we do out of the way you can run it in any place.
What was it like going up against that defense? It looked like they had Barry in the box a lot of times, especially in the Wildcat formation. Did that make it tougher?
That defense is a tough defense. I think that's one of the best defenses in the SEC, if not one of the best in the country. So, I mean, it was tough at times going up against them, but, we were able to move the ball at some point, and one of the things we had to do in the second half was move the ball, and we didn't do that.
Randall, you guys get that fumble back at the end of regulation. I think you got the ball on the 38. Did you say, was that almost kind of in your mind, here we go, we're going to win it right here?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I figured we had the tremendous field position. Our defense made a great play and got us the ball back. We had every opportunity to make something happen out of it, and we didn't. We ended up having to kick a field goal, which, I mean, it was good and all. We went in overtime, but when we get the ball that close to start a drive, you got to make something happen to get points out of it.
How tough is it? Coach said, Wildcat 2-minute drill is something that you guys can't really operate out of the Wildcat in the 2-minute drill. Mm-hmm. Do you think that maybe kind of hurt going down the stretch there in order to be able to punch it in?
No, I don't. I think the only thing is we have to execute our plays. We didn't do a great job in the second half of executing plays, and it really hurt us, and it showed.
A couple more minutes, folks.
Did you think on that third down at the end of regulation that did you think you wanted the ball in your hand?
Who wouldn't? I mean, any player that plays the game who want the ball in their hands in a big time situation like that, and the fact of the matter is that we have to execute the play that's called, and we didn't execute it.
Right at the end of regulation, you went over